it has been a big storyline that Bill Belichick isn't here. Just what's your reaction to Bill not being here? Is it a big deal? Is it no deal? What's your take on it?
Well, it's interesting. I think, first of all, there was kind of mixed signals on it. We weren't really sure. The storyline first kind of popped up on Wednesday, and there was some back and forth about it. And then this morning, there was kind of a report that indicated he might still come later in the week, and then it kind of got walked back, and then it was going to be that he's not coming. The Patriots eventually confirmed to both of us that he is not expected to come this week. So, barring a surprise appearance, it does indeed seem like he's not going to come. I think you could go either way on it. I think on the one hand, I think it's kind of an easy sort of talk radio take to say, Patriots, they've missed the playoffs the last few years, or this year and then the year before that, in that they're kind of mired in mediocrity. They have so many holes on the roster. They have so many things they need to do to get back to being the Patriots that we're used to. At the bare minimum, it seems like coming to the combine, getting a look at the prospects, having those connections with other coaches and executives would be a good idea. And I get that. But on the other hand, I think you can make the case that the combine is really more about sort of fraternizing between coaches, executives, agents, all that kind of stuff that Bill Belichick at 70 years old, I don't know if he really needs to do that kind of stuff anymore. He can get anybody on the line whenever he wants. He's Bill Belichick. Everybody knows who he is. Yes, on the one hand, this can be a place where you sort of lay the foundation to start trades, talk with agents ahead of free agency, and all that can be important. But you can also do a lot of that stuff on your phone, on Zoom calls these days. So I don't really think it's that big a deal. He's probably still going to go to pro days, still do private workouts, probably has a good idea of the players that he's interested in. And then I also think, the fact that he sent, Joe Judge is here, Troy Brown is here. Those are the guys who are probably going to be doing some of these interviews with some of the prospects. And say what you want about Joe Judge as a coach. I think Belichick respects his personality. He's kind of like, a hardo, so to speak. You can see that he'd bring a similar demeanor to some of those interviews that Belichick would. So in a certain way, I think some of the same questions might be asked that Belichick would ask if he's here. Troy Brown kind of brings some of that too. So I get that it's a big storyline. I think you could make a case that at the very least, what would it hurt to come? But I think it's overblown.
Yeah, it has been kind of a league-wide trend in the last couple of years to sort of de-emphasize the combine, I guess. Sean McVay and his Rams staff haven't come at all in the last 2 years. There are no Rams coaches here in Indy that we know of. I believe also the Green Bay Packers, I think it was, also didn't send their staff out here this year. Every team probably has some sort of presence, be it a scout or a personnel guy, because there is still value to it. But it's not the kind of end-all, be-all of scouting that I think a lot of people viewed it as for a long time, just given the profile of the event.